Okay, chapter 2. In chapter 2, we're introduced to two main characters. First is Princess Bolkonskaya, Lisa Bolkonskaya. She's married to Prince Andrei Bolkonskaya. And she's a young, pregnant lady, and she is just a bundle of sunshine for everyone. It's like a campfire you just want to get closer to, and this is her personality and just the vibe she exudes. And I'll just read a little bit here. Everyone took delight in watching this little woman, brimming with health and vitality, who was soon to become a mother. After being in her company and talking to her for a while, old men and somber, apathetic young men felt themselves becoming like her, more animated. Talking to her and seeing at every word her bright smile and flashing teeth made a man feel that he was particularly amiable that evening, and this was true of everyone. And so young men and old, but everyone just enjoyed being around her. And you get a sense that, it wasn't pretense. She wasn't putting on a show. Maybe this authenticity was what was the magic of it. We were introduced to Prince Vasily and Anna Pavlovna, who were performing a role and were very much kind of had this identity to them. And you get the sense with Lisa, the young princess, that she was just living, and at this particular moment was content, and there was no pretense, there was no story that she was trying to portray or protect or leverage or some calculation in the back of her mind. And this was just this authentic young woman, and was just everyone was drawn to her. And so this is a critical person in the story. And you get a little bit of interaction from her in talking to either she's talking to Ellen, I think, or maybe it's Anna Pavlovna herself. My husband is deserting me, continued the princess, addressing a general in the same tone, and as always in French. He's going to get himself killed. Tell me why this dreadful war. And so, again, here you have Lisa, very much in contrast to both Prince Vasily and Anna Pavlovna, who have their opinions. They're kind of more older people, and Anna is just this really strongly outspoken person against what's going on with Bonaparte. And Lisa's just like, my husband, I don't know what's going on with him. He feels he's compelled to go off and fight this war. And there's this innocence about it, but not. It's a kind of innocence that you it's not a criticism so much. It's kind of like there's some sort of pure authenticity to it, of which kind of a matter-of-factness. It's kind of like, yes, you can have all these ideas and talk supportively for so long about these things, and then eventually it's kind of like the practicalities of life. My husband's deserted me, and you find yourself really cheering. I do, for this princess. I just really am drawn to her demeanor. Ellen is there, sitting beside her, Prince Vasily's daughter, but we don't really interact with her too much. And then one of the next arrivals was a stout, heavily built young man with close cropped hair and spectacles, wearing light-colored breeches fashionable at the time, a brown dress coat, and a high jabot. I'm not sure what that is. This stout man was the illegitimate son of Count Bezukhov, a celebrated grandee of the Empress of Empress Catherine's time, who now lay dying in Moscow. Having just returned from abroad where he had been educated, Pierre had not yet entered any branch of government service, and this was his first appearance in society. Okay, so we get this Pierre. And let me tell you right off the start, I love Pierre. Pierre, if we're going to point to anyone, why I've read this book repeatedly, it's because of Pierre. So whether this is a spoiler or not, it's okay. So Pierre, what do we know about him? Well, he's this illegitimate son of this extremely wealthy and well-known Count Bezukhov. So he's from this high stature family, both of wealth and position. And we also know he was sent abroad to be educated. And both these points are interesting as we see him interacting with Anna Pavlovna, because she doesn't like Pierre from the start. And this whole rest of this chapter is kind of painting this picture. He was somewhat bigger than other men, so you kind of get this feel that he's kind of this larger, the word that comes to my mind is buffoon, and maybe we could use that word, but he comes from educated, he's cultured, he's well dressed, but he's this larger man. And Anna's just suspect of him. She's not very trusting of him. And so she sees Pierre come in, and right away she goes to kind of like make sure he doesn't kind of ruin anything at her party. And what was happening at the party is this aunt has this, or Anna Pavlovna has this old aunt, and we really don't know who this person is, but it's someone Anna respects, and out of respect for her, each time someone new comes, she introduces them to this aunt, and there's this kind of perfunctory dialogue that takes place. And so she does the same with Pierre. Anna Pavlovna's fears proved to be justified, for Pierre walked away from the aunt without waiting to hear her speech about Her Majesty's health. Appalled, Anna Pavlovna detained him with a question. So if you kind of just read the context, it's like Pierre, he's not trying to be rude, he's just oblivious to these social rules. And this is kind of in stark contrast to both Prince Vasily and Anna, they two are very contrasting personalities, but they know the rules. They know the rules to kind of interact and get along with. But Pierre jumps on this scene, and he too, we could say, is enthusiastic, like Anna is, but enthusiastic in a different way. And Anna is very enthusiastic, contained in the rules of social order and society, and alignment with the emperor. And this young, illegitimate son, educated abroad, not to be trusted, he has his own ideas, is enthusiastic, but it's not that he's trying to break rules out of some statement. He's just oblivious. He's like, and so it's almost like Lisa in a way, the young princess, how what the people around her are drawn to Lisa for her just authenticity without complexity, not playing games. I feel drawn to Pierre in the same way. So he walks away from this aunt, just sort of oblivious. It doesn't wait for her to give her little spiel. And Anna's like, ugh. And she quickly catches up to him again and asks him a brief question just to kind of, in a way, to corral him. And Pierre now committed a further act of discourtesy. Having left the lady before she had finished speaking to him, he now detained one who was trying to get away from him. And so she asked him this political question, just a small talk kind of thing, just to kind of like have a little bit of reins on him, not for the purpose of engaging in this deep dialogue. And Pierre, again, oblivious, again, just, it says here, with lowered head, his big feet planted apart, he commenced explaining to Anna why he considered he was giving this answer to this question. And he starts just interacting with her on this kind of deep philosophical level, and she's like, oh my God, like this guy, he doesn't get it. And then she pulls herself away. Oh, we'll talk about it later, she said. And having got rid of this young man who did not know how to behave, she returned to her duty as a hostess, just kind of like milling about, but always keeping an eye on Pierre, because she's nervous about him. And I just really get a kick out of Pierre. I love him. And, okay, we have a leaf blower, but I think he's going away. So Pierre, he knew that all the intelligentsia of Petersburg was assembled there, and like a child in a toy shop, was dazzled and continually fearful of missing any clever conversation there was to be heard. And so he's this very excitable young man. He has all these ideas in his head. We really don't know what they are, but again, very enthusiastic, authentic, maybe idealistic in many ways. And the last sentence in the chapter, he joined this conversation, listening intently to the people there, waiting for an opportunity to express his own ideas, as young people are so fond of doing. And really, all people are so fond of doing, not just young people, but, and so chapter 2, it's about the Princess Lisa Bolkonskaya, who's married to Prince Andrei, and important person of Pierre Bezukhov that we're introduced to here.